everyone, it's Natasha and I'm going to be doing a 1-year review of my Louis Vuitton in the monogram print. I don't know if you can see that. This is my Agenda PM, which is, I don't know if this is what it was used to be called, but this, when I purchased it and what it's currently called is this small ring Agenda. This is the smallest Agenda they have. No, there's, I think something smaller than this. But for the refillable 6-ring Agendas, this is definitely the smallest. So there's the small ring, the medium, and the large ring. I have the small ring, and I got this brand new. At the time, I couldn't find the medium ring Agenda was always never available when I was ready to purchase it. So I got it pre-loved. The large ring Agenda, however, I'm just kind of thinking that I do prefer my items to be brand new. So I'm going to wait for the new large ring Agenda to come out, which I have been informed that it should be out later this year in 2018. I'm kind of excited and a little concerned too as to the changes of the new one, because supposedly they were going to redesign it. So I hope it's thicker. I hope it's even a little bit bigger, like wider this way and taller this way, and also thicker this way. But anyway, this is my 1-year review on this cutie. When I bought this, I was pregnant and we just moved into our forever home. I wanted something small, like a notebook size that I could always refill and stuff, because I'm always the type of person that I write something down and I make a mistake, so I'll just crush that out. And sometimes I feel like instead of having a dirty page and I'm done with the page, I just toss it and just refill it. I haven't really been using this ever since I have, I honestly don't even remember. Oh, here it is. This is my daily water intake. This was for 2017. It was monitored because there was a specific number that I needed to reach a day to hydrate, because you know you're supplying the fetus nutrients, and water is one of the things your body's supplying. So I had needed to hydrate all the time. I forgot all the other reasons, but they were pretty good in describing. And these are my dividers. They are laminated and they're pretty thick. I'm kind of disappointed that it's just one-sided. I would have preferred it to be both sides because it's really pretty. So I also did used to use this for note-taking in, you know how all the bills that I do pay, I prefer to bill pay because you have it on record. So what I would do, because there was a time when my bank had an issue technically, and they said that essentially when we were still renting, because I don't know if you guys have seen my other videos and I mentioned it, but my husband, I didn't care, but at a certain point, because we moved more than once, a lot more than I wanted to. Moving is very stressful. If you've never done that before, it's a very stressful thing. You pack everything in. It costs so much money, and then you go to your new place, and you have to unpack everything else. So we thought from before we were just gonna go search our perfect home. We actually didn't look at the area that we're in now. We were actually looking at a different area. Even though the realtors that I did speak with was very, very persuasive and tried to steer us towards the area we are now, and my husband was just no, you know, he just didn't like it. I think it was more we didn't know the area very well. That was it. But after living in a town that was a few towns over, and we were able to look at the area a little bit more, and we found the perfect home for us. We finally found it. So anyway, long story short, I paid a bill, this was years ago, and essentially the bank told me to approve it. I would pay everything on bill pay, and because I trusted so much in the system, I didn't write anything down, like the transaction number, the time, the date, and all that stuff. So what the bank manager told me and my husband separately said, prove that you pay the bill. I think he said before 10 a.m. or before 2 p.m. a specific day. Because we were fined where we were renting at the time of a late fee. Mind you, let's just say the cutoff date is the first of the month, right? Our check arrived in the first of the month. However, because it arrived 2 hours after they opened, they wanted to give us a fee, which we paid for. I did try to talk to them about it, and they're like, no, you can't really do any of that, which I thought was really horrible. But I remember, because we were telling our bank, you need to pay that, because I did pay this weeks in advance. You know, I did do the bill pay, and it was a holiday. I think it was around Thanksgiving, and they messed up. But because we couldn't prove it, because I didn't keep any of those receipts, I would delete it when I would get the email, none of that, and it wouldn't show up on the computer, and they didn't want to pay for that. So, you know, that was really a good lesson for me, because now I do take note, and a lot of times when I am doing important, like any kind of bill, if there is a holiday, I usually pay way in advance, just because even one day, you know, the bank and the bloodsuckers that we rented from on our apartment before were just horrible people. They were just horrible people. As soon as I remember I remember we were looking for homes, and as soon as my husband decided we're gonna put an offer in, it was just coincidental. They called me up, and the nicest, jolliest person. Oh, you haven't really renewed your lease. What's going on? You know, yada, yada, yada. And then I said, well, we're kind of looking for a house now, so what's going to happen? And immediately it was a different person. It was like the most uptight, horrible, unapproachable person ever, and said, you got to still pay. So we paid an extra 2-3 months in our lease. We should have just broken it, because it was ridiculous. We didn't live there. We didn't have to live there. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. So I find that kind of sketchy. But anyway, so that's why I would put in, I would note that down. I know there was like a little bit of segue chit-chat. So from my year, after I got my medium ring agenda, which I will do a 1-year review of that was pre-loved, but I will still do a 1-year review on that. I did still use this. I still would, like, there are certain times when my husband and I would go do some trips, house errands. I would still bring this. I don't keep this in my purse every day. I have done what's in my bag, and sometimes I do, you know, I forgot that I did keep this in my purse, and I guess because it's so cute and tiny, it just fits in every purse that I have, which is really great. The MM can fit in a lot of bags that I do have. However, it can weigh a lot because it is thicker. So, I mean, if you are interested in getting a cute little notebook for little doodles, or you want to take like quick notes and you don't have a lot of room, this is definitely very handy. However, if you have the extra room, you don't care about the extra space, the extra weight, I would suggest even the GM or the large ring agenda if you can. And if that is too big for you, then you can always go with the medium ring agenda, because this is really tiny. But it is so beautiful though. So I will always keep this. If you've noticed, or I'm going to show you, the entire glazing, there are no issues at all. It is still really perfect. There are no flaws. I am also really careful when I do put this in my bag or whatever bag I'm using. I make sure the edges does not keep on getting friction with the zipper, because I think, I forgot who it was. I don't know if I found it on YouTube or a friend of mine or a family member told me how the glazing sometimes can be a little bit fragile when it's hitting the hardware of the zipper of your bag. Any bag, doesn't have to be Louis Vuitton. So I've been very careful about that ever since. So I do really enjoy it, and this smells really wonderful. The bad thing about this is it's really tiny. This is just a regular size pen. This is the Pilot P500. Whoops. And this will not fit in the pen holder. What I used to do before is just tuck it in like that, because it will stay in place. If you see that. See, it's not gonna come off because it's big enough to fit. So this is what I would usually do. I would just put my pen probably this way, because if I put it this way, it might get snagged by something. So I either tuck it here in the back like that or tuck it inside, so it won't snag if you're, putting it this way, which I do sometimes. You just have to be careful and make sure, you're aware that you're tucking it in, not in the pen slot, because it doesn't fit. So you open it this way, and that's what you get. Let's see, in the inside here, I don't remember what this is for, but the inside here, it has 3 pockets. It has a big pocket in here. In the back, it has 1 slip pocket, and I do keep some pages here. I like to protect the inside, the leather part, the lining, because I don't want there to be like staining or it will look like it's embossed with lines. So I make sure I protect that. If you've noticed the front too, I think this is just a scratch paper, and I think this is some kind of thick paper, like a cardstock. So I just do that. I would really, really love it. I would really, really love it to have the large ring agenda when it is available, because I am really loving my Carpe Diem A5 size planner. I love how big it is. I'm really, really hoping that the large ring agenda would be the same size of the Carpe Diem A5 binder. I love how big it is. I love it. It's the only thing I'm worried about is because from what I've noticed, it might last you 1 year, it might last you 2 years if you're super careful. I have seen people though that the stitching would fray and all that stuff in about a few months or a couple years. So that's why I still want to get one of these, because I do enjoy using my planner a lot. So I would always still want to get this if only it's available, I would say if you are an avid, if you have large hands or you have big handwriting or you actually do a lot of planning and decorating, I wouldn't recommend this for you, because this is really small. There's not a lot of room for decorating. There's not a lot of room to really do a lot of things. However, if you are one of those people that are super creative and knows how to utilize every single inch of space, this could definitely be for you. And if you don't mind the tightness of it and always replacing your inserts, this could be for you if you don't really mind any of that. If you are one of those people that prefer your inserts to be always there for months to the full year, this might not be for you because of that. Some people do get annoyed with that. They prefer the whole year. Sometimes if they want to squeeze in 2 years worth. Some people also want to do 2 or 4 different sets in here. Let's just say for the month of January, they would have 4 or 5 different kinds of sets of calendars, weekly. I don't know about weekly, but monthly in that, and yeah, weekly, monthly in that sense, because they want to put everything in one planner for that particular month. So if you're that type of person, this might not be for you because it is kind of small. Let's just see. This is a regular size pen, and this is how tall it is. Okay, it's not very big. So would I still recommend this? Yes, I do still recommend it. If you're the type of person that uses the Happy Planner, the mini, you might like this too. If you like compact items, cute tiny little items, if you're one of those people, you might really like this. Some people use this as a wallet. I don't ever see myself using this as a wallet. I always just see myself using as a planner. However, things can change and you never know what's gonna happen, right? So if you have any planners or you're a planner person and you wanna talk about planning, feel free to down below in the comment section. Any questions, suggestions, anything you just want to say hi, do that down below as well. If you don't want to do that, publicly, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or Twitter or email. I have all of that in the description box. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you hit the like button, the subscribe button, as well as the bell, so you'll be notified every time I do have a new video uploaded. There should be links over here in regards to a few of my other videos, and I hope you do watch those as well. Thank you. Bye.